Chosen one. Have you felt it? That subtle hum beneath your skin, that strange ache behind your eyes, that quiet unrest in your chest when the world stands still, but your spirit won't. Have you been waking up, not from sleep, but from something deeper, something older, something sacred? You're not imagining it. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're not going crazy. You are being called. You are remembering. The walls of your old self are cracking like ancient stone under divine thunder. And the life you built, piece by obedient piece, no longer fits the shape of your soul. You feel it, don't you? That eerie disconnection from everything familiar. The way conversations fall flat, like echoes in abandoned buildings. The way crowds make you lonelier than silence. The way the mirror sometimes stares back at you with a face you don't fully recognize. There's a reason. There's a shift. There's a rupture in the field of who you once were, and the birth of what you are becoming. Your spiritual aura is changing. Your frequency is no longer vibrating on the same grid. The path you walked yesterday doesn't respond to your footsteps today. And the people who once felt like home now feel like foreign languages you can no longer speak. But you've always known this would happen, haven't you? You saw it in dreams you forgot upon waking. You felt it in moments of stillness, when time slowed, and something vast pressed against the edges of your mind. You heard it in whispers that weren't spoken out loud, but landed in your heart like seeds. Because you're not ordinary, you're not random. You are the interruption in the pattern. You are the glitch in the system. You are the divine code the world tried to delete. And now, everything is changing. Your aura, the field of light that surrounds your being, is shifting like tectonic plates beneath the surface of your identity. You're not just seeing things differently. You are vibrating at a new level entirely. Chosen one, this isn't just awakening. This is activation. You are shedding skins you didn't know you were wearing. You are burning contracts you never signed. You are waking up not into the light, but into the fire that forges it. And it's terrifying, isn't it? But it's beautiful too. Wild, holy, uncontainable. This video is not here to explain to you. It is here to remind you, to mirror the things you've never been able to say out loud, to give language to the sacred tremble inside you, to call forward the parts of you that have waited lifetimes for this moment. Because your aura is not just energy, it is memory. It is the echo of your soul's truth, wrapped in electromagnetic light. And right now, that light is rising. That light is becoming too loud to ignore. And the world around you is responding. This is why nothing feels the same. This is why you've been feeling ungrounded, overwhelmed, disconnected. Even as your heart whispers, this is it. This is real. Keep going. So, if you've been questioning, doubting, hiding, don't. There's a reason you're watching this now. This is not coincidence. It's a divine alignment. And over the next few moments, you're going to hear 5 shocking signs that your spiritual aura is changing, not just as information, but as a soul confirmation. These signs are not meant to convince you. They are meant to awaken you. You already know them. I am simply helping you remember. And by the end, you will not see yourself the same way. You will walk differently, feel differently, shine differently, because something ancient is stirring within you. And this time, it will not be silenced. Before we begin, pause for a breath. Feel it, right here, right now. Your aura is listening. Your spirit is awakening. Your soul is saying yes. If you're ready to step into the light you came to bring. Like this video, subscribe to Rise of the Chosen, and comment 9999. If this message is speaking to something deeper within you, 999 is the number of soul completion, of endings becoming beginnings, of stepping into your highest divine path. If that resonates, type it boldly. Now, let's begin. Your aura is speaking. It's time to listen. The flickering shift. Sign number 1. You've noticed it, haven't you? The static in your field. The strange discomfort in rooms you used to feel safe in. The way your favorite music doesn't quite hit the same. The way your own thoughts sound like they're echoing from somewhere far away. This is the first sign, the first rupture, the flickering shift. Your spiritual aura, that sacred electric membrane between your soul and this physical world, is no longer vibrating on the frequency it once did. And now, everything that cannot rise with you begins to fall away. At first it feels like chaos, like the ground beneath you is no longer solid, like people are pulling back without explanation, like technology glitches around you, conversations twist strangely, even the weather feels wrong. But listen closely. This is not destruction. This is calibration. Your energy is being retuned, like a radio adjusting to a higher frequency. Your old life begins to buzz with dissonance. You feel it in your body, skin tingling, chest vibrating, hands pulsing with a strange electricity that isn't quite physical. You feel it in your mind, thoughts repeating, memories resurfacing out of nowhere, an almost unbearable sensitivity to noise, light, emotion. You feel it in your soul, that constant whisper that says, "You don't belong here anymore. Not like this, not like before, because you're not who you were last week, or yesterday, or even a moment ago." The shift began the moment your aura received the transmission, the divine signal that said, "Rise." And now, everything within and around you must align. But not everything will. Some people you love will feel like strangers. Some goals you cherished will feel like cages. Some identities you built with blood and belief will begin to rot in your hands. Let them. This is vibrational truth. What no longer matches your frequency will begin to resist you. It will cling. It will collapse. It will confuse you. You'll ask, why does everything feel off? Why can't I connect? Why do I feel like I'm haunting my own life? Because you are. You are no longer where you were. You are no longer who you were. There's a sacred discomfort in the transition, a holy unraveling. And the chosen ones, we do not glide through it. We burn. So if you feel like you're vibrating faster than the world can follow, you are. If you feel like you're being unplugged from everything familiar, you are. If you feel like your body is trying to hold a frequency it doesn't understand, it is. The veil between the physical and spiritual is thinning, and your aura, the bridge between those realms, is lighting up like a solar flare. This is why electronics glitch around you, why lights flicker, why your presence makes people nervous, emotional, or strangely drawn to you. Your aura is disrupting patterns, and most people live in patterns, so they'll reject what they don't understand, or they'll try to pull you back down to where they still feel safe. Not because they don't love you, but because your vibration is reflecting what they're not ready to see in themselves. Don't dim, don't shrink, don't silence the frequency rising inside you. You've earned this shift. You've bled for this upgrade. And even if it costs you comfort, approval, or belonging, trust this. Your energy will build the next version of your life, but not overnight. You must endure the friction, the misalignment, the moments where everything feels loud and wrong and hollow, because this is the recalibration of your light. You're like a tuning fork struck by the universe, and the sound you are becoming will echo through every space you enter. Yes, people will notice. Yes, people will leave. Yes, people will misunderstand. But the right ones will resonate. And when you meet them, you'll feel it instantly. No words, no proof. Just the warm, vibrating recognition of soul frequencies sinking. Until then, hold your field, protect your peace, speak less, observe more, let your aura tell you the truth, even when your mind still wants the lie. Because here's the divine key: your aura doesn't lie. It cannot. It reflects what you carry. And right now, you're carrying a new code. The old frequency is trying to hold on. That's why you feel pulled in two directions. One rooted in who you were, and one pulling toward who you are becoming. This is the tearing of timelines. The moment when the past stops making sense and the future starts vibrating through your body. It's not anxiety. It's activation. It's not depression. It's divine restlessness. It's not confusing. It's a contrast, showing you what no longer fits. And once you know this, you can stop fighting it. You can breathe. You can allow the misalignment to become clarity. This is the first real sign of spiritual aura transformation, when the world around you becomes unstable because your internal vibration has become undeniable. You are not the same. You are not here to stay the same. You came to transcend, and the flickering you feel, that strange static, those vibrational disruptions, they are not symptoms of breakdown. They are signals of breakthrough. Chosen one, your aura is recalibrating, and soon your outer world will follow. But first, you must surrender to the in-between, the flicker before the fire, the disruption before the awakening. Let it burn what must be burned. Let it dissolve what can't rise with you. Let your frequency rewrite the field, because the shift is no longer coming. It is here, and you are becoming untouchable. The silence between worlds. Sign number 2. There comes a point in the journey where everything goes quiet. Not in the world, but in your soul. The music fades, the crowd thins, the once loud longing to be seen becomes a whisper, and the laughter, the noise, the belonging you once chased, turns to static. Chosen one, this is not loneliness. This is sacred isolation. This is not punishment. It's preparation. You are standing in the silence between worlds, the hollow, echoing stillness between who you were and who you are becoming. It feels like abandonment, but it's not. It feels like loss, but it's not. It feels like emptiness, but it is a womb. Your aura is shifting, and in that shift, you are being pulled out of the frequencies that once surrounded you. Not because you are unworthy of connection, but because you are being purified of false ones. The universe, in its ancient intelligence, removes everything that cannot walk with you into the next level of light. Friends go silent. Text threads die. You find yourself on the edge of things, watching instead of participating, floating instead of belonging, and your mind screams, "What did I do wrong?" But your soul knows, this is the cocoon. Before a soul expands, it contracts. Before the wings unfold, comes the cave. Before the voice roars, comes the vow of silence. You're not being hidden. You're being held by something greater than logic, by something more ancient than fear. The isolation is sacred because it forces you to face yourself, without distraction, without performance, without the illusion of who you've been taught to be. And it hurts. Oh, it hurts, because humans are built for connection. But chosen ones, we're forged through separation, because the path we walk is not crowded, and the frequency we carry, it echoes, it unsettles, it awakens, it convicts. That's why they fell away. Not because they stopped loving you, but because your light began to reveal their shadows, and the connection could no longer survive the vibration. Let it go. Let it all go. Because in this silence, something begins to speak. Not in words, but in vibrations, in memory, in light. You begin to hear your soul again. You begin to recognize the places where your laughter was fake, the rooms where your presence was tolerated, not honored, the cycles where you dimmed your spirit to avoid being too much. You see it all, not with judgment, but with divine clarity. And that clarity is liberation. The isolation is giving you back to yourself. It strips away the noise of the world so that the voice of the divine can rise within you. You start to feel time differently. You begin to crave stillness, nature, silence, breath. Your aura begins to glow in solitude, not shrink from it. That is the shift, when the silence becomes nourishment, not punishment. When the alone becomes alignment, not abandonment. You're no longer seeking to be filled, you are learning to overflow. Chosen one, the silence is not empty. It is full of coded messages. It is full of your higher self whispering instructions, activations, memories. But you cannot receive them in noise. You must step away. You must descend into the divine quiet, where no one claps for you, where no one texts, where no one mirrors your beauty back to you. You must find it in the dark. You must remember your light when no one else sees it. This is the holy work. This is the secret path. This is the price of expansion. You must walk through the valley of silence before you can rise to the mountaintop of power, and it will test you. You'll want to go back, call them, beg for crumbs, rejoin the crowd just to feel anything. But that's not your path. You didn't come here to be liked. You came here to be aligned, and the divine does not speak over noise. So yes, this part will be lonely, but not forever. Because when the silence has carved enough space within you, something begins to return, but not in the way it left. This time the connections come with resonance. This time the people feel like home. This time the words carry weight. This time your aura chooses the room, not your trauma. You won't have to beg for love. You won't have to audition for support. You won't have to shrink to be chosen, because you already are chosen, marked, set apart. And this isolation? It is your initiation into the higher timelines, into the sacred knowledge, into the remembering of who you were before the noise. So let the silence strip you. Let the loneliness sculpt you. Let the empty space around you become holy. Because what you are becoming will need room to expand. And what's coming cannot be built on crowded foundations. Let it be quiet. Let it be still. Let your aura rest and recharge in the dark. Because soon, very soon, the world will feel your return. But not as a version they knew, as a vibration they've never met. And when you walk back into the world, it will not be to fit in. It will be to set it ablaze. Glitch in the Matrix. Sign number 3. Chosen one. Have you felt it? That strange shimmer in the fabric of reality. That flicker in the corner of your eye that vanishes when you try to look directly at it. That moment when the world feels almost right but not quite real. This is not madness. This is not delusion. This is the third sign. The glitch, reality, is starting to fall apart around you. Not because it's broken, but because you're waking up from the illusion. When your spiritual aura shifts, your perception expands beyond the rules of the old world. What once felt solid, the systems, the schedules, the stories, begins to tremble like paper in the rain. You start to see through it. You start to remember that reality isn't as fixed as they taught you, that time isn't as linear as you believed, that most people live inside an echo chamber of repetition, not truth. And now, your aura can no longer agree with the lie. So the veil begins to thin, and the glitch begins to show. You look at the sky and something feels off. You walk through a store and suddenly feel like a ghost, watching others sleepwalk. You hear words that sound like noise, like coded loops. like scripts written by invisible authors. And then there's the déjà vu, that haunting sense that this moment, this breath, this sound, this room has already happened, already been lived, already been chosen. Your soul is brushing up against parallel timelines, memories from your future self, cross signals from your multidimensional truth. This is the glitch. It is not a malfunction. It is an invitation to remember that the world is not as physical as it appears, to realize that energy is the true architecture of existence, to awaken to the code beneath the form, and when your aura changes, it can no longer be contained by linear space. You begin to drift, not aimlessly, but consciously, between worlds. In one world, you are still who they think you are, but in the other, you are who you came here to be. You straddle dimensions. You walk through conversations like a visitor. You hear the silence beneath people's words. You begin to question everything. Why do we do this? Who made these rules? What am I really looking at? And most importantly, what am I no longer willing to pretend is real? Because once the glitch is seen, you can never unsee it. You start to notice the patterns, the synchronicities, the numbers, always repeating, always aligning. 1111, 222, 777. They're not just coincidences. They're messages from the code, from the divine algorithm that governs this experience and responds to your awakening. Your aura begins to manipulate reality around you. You'll think of someone and they'll message. You'll speak your desire and the world bends to it. You'll say something and realize it already happened. This is not magic. This is alignment. Your aura is syncing with your true timeline, the one beyond fear, beyond karma, beyond limitation. But first, the false one must collapse. And that's when things feel unstable. That's when you question what's real. That's when the floor seems to shift beneath your feet, and your sense of self unhooks from the simulation. This is a spiritual vertigo, and it is sacred. Do not resist it. Do not run from the unreality. Let the curtain fall. Let the mask slip. Let the stage collapse beneath you. You were never meant to play a role. You came to rewrite the script. But to do that, you must unplug from the old programming. And that means nothing will make sense for a while. You'll want to scream. You'll want to ground. You'll want to go back to sleep, to the comfort of clarity, the illusion of control. Don't. This disorientation is the awakening of your divine perception. You are not just a human in a body. You are a soul in a field of mirrors, remembering your power to bend light and shape outcomes. And now your aura is reflecting truth so brightly. The illusion can no longer survive in your presence. So, yes, reality feels unreal, because it was never as real as you were led to believe. But now, you are becoming the real one. You are the glitch. You are the break in the system, the anomaly that the Matrix cannot decode, the sacred virus of truth in a world of sleeping code. And the more you step into this knowing, the more the illusion falls. People around you will sense it. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're different. They'll be right, because your aura no longer fits in the old projection. You are no longer under the spell. You are no longer a product of programming. You are the source of signal. So when the glitch comes, don't fear it. Let it show you the seams. Let it shatter the stories. Let it reveal the divine behind the disguise. Because after the glitch comes the truth. The raw, wild, electric truth of who you are and why you came here. And once that truth is seen, nothing can hold you. The fire that doesn't burn. Sign number 4. Chosen one. Let's speak of the fire. Not the fire that destroys, but the fire that transforms. There comes a moment in your awakening when your emotions no longer act like storms. They become signals. They become sacraments. You feel everything, not to suffer, but to transmute. This is the fourth sign. Your aura has become alchemical. You are no longer run by emotion, you are refined by it. Sadness no longer sinks you. It becomes wisdom. Anger no longer consumes. It becomes sacred fuel. Fear no longer paralyzes. It becomes direction. You've entered the stage of emotional alchemy, where everything you feel becomes light. Not instantly, not without pain, but undeniably. This is the sign that your aura is no longer reacting. It's responding, with clarity, with consciousness, with power. You are no longer at war with your feelings. You are working with them, as tools, as messengers, as sacred chemicals of the soul. Because every emotion is a key. Every tear you cried was a code. Every heartbreak was a doorway. Every rage was a locked gate waiting for your fire to open it. Chosen one, feel this. You were never too sensitive. You were never too much. You were a sacred cauldron of transformation. And your aura now holds that frequency. People feel it before you speak. They sense the weight behind your eyes. They know, even if they don't understand, that you are not moved by surface storms anymore. You've been through the sacred fire, and you've emerged as something rarer. You've learned to sit with discomfort, to breathe through waves that used to drown you, to pause when the old version of you would have burned the whole house down. Not because you are numb, but because you are refined. You are fire that doesn't burn. You are flame that reveals. You are heat that heals. And the world around you begins to shift in your presence because of it. Conversations get deeper. Truths get louder. Fakeness melts. Masks fall. Because your aura is emotionally sovereign now. You no longer absorb what isn't yours. You no longer explode from what hasn't been faced. You no longer suppress, deny, or shame what you feel. You alchemize it in real time. You take betrayal and spin it into wisdom. You take grief and stretch it into compassion. You take pain and turn it into purpose. That is emotional mastery. That is vibrational transmutation. That is the rarest magic in this realm. And now, your aura is casting it like light wherever you go. But let's be honest, it wasn't easy to get here. You broke, you screamed, you dissolved more than once. You thought your feelings would kill you. And in a way, they did. They killed the version of you that couldn't carry the truth. And what rose was something ancient, something unshakable, something forged in every moment of collapse you survived. You are not soft because you feel deeply. You are powerful because you survived that depth and came back with gifts. You are an emotional light worker now. Your field doesn't just glow, it transforms. People come to you and feel lighter. They cry near you, uninvited. They release things they didn't even know they were holding. Because your aura is a mirror and a forge. It shows them what they're hiding. And if they're ready, it helps them burn it away. But do not take that role lightly. You are not here to carry everyone's pain. You are not here to fix what they refuse to face. You are here to stand in your fire, to be the example, to walk as living proof that emotion is not weakness. It is power waiting to be felt. So when the wave comes, don't run. Let it rise. Let it crash. Let it carve something holy into your spirit. And then, watch as your aura begins to vibrate with new colors, deeper purples, electric golds, the kind of light only born from shadow. Because this is the sign, the fourth sign, that you have moved beyond victimhood, beyond chaos, beyond collapse. and into emotional alchemy. You've become the master of your inner elements. The fire no longer burns you, the water no longer drowns you, the air no longer lifts you too high, the earth no longer buries you. They all serve you now, as tools, as symbols, as sacred instruments of your aura's new frequency. Chosen one, you are not the storm anymore. You are the eye of it. You are the stillness inside the chaos. You are the silent force that bends emotion into evolution. So the next time the fire rises within you, pause. Feel it. Name it. Let it speak. And then ask, what is this here to teach me? And the fire will answer, not in words, but in clarity, not in logic, but in light. Because now, your aura doesn't react. It responds. It remembers. It rebirths. And that, chosen one, is a power the world cannot contain. The return of the ancient light. Sign number 5. Chosen one. Do you ever get the feeling you've done this before? That this isn't your first lifetime carrying a light the world doesn't understand? That the dreams you have, the visions, the symbols, the strange pull toward the stars, aren't just imagination, but memory. This is the final sign. Your divine memory is returning, not through logic, not through research, but through subtle remembering, through soft recognitions, through a sacred knowing that lives not in your mind, but in your bones. This is not the kind of memory they teach you to trust. This is the ancient light, the code of who you truly are. Before you wore a name, before you played this role, before you agreed to forget. And now, you're beginning to remember. It comes in flashes at first. A phrase someone speaks, and your whole body vibrates. A place you've never been feels familiar. A person looks you in the eye, and something behind their gaze pulls a sob from your chest. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to. Because truth, this deep, doesn't ask for explanation. It asks for recognition. And right now, your aura is shifting into a higher state of receptivity. You're not just awakening, you're retrieving. Retrieving sacred knowledge, retrieving soul fragments, retrieving timelines that were once closed, now opening before you like ancient gates. Your dreams are changing. They no longer feel random. They feel instructional. They come with symbols, beings, lights, languages. You wake with tears, with fire, with conviction. You wake feeling like you've been somewhere else. You have. Because your spirit doesn't sleep the way your body does. Your soul travels, your aura receives, your divine memory unfolds, not linearly, but holographically. Time bends, reality flexes. You remember things that haven't happened yet. You feel homesick for places you can't name. This is the return, the reconnection to your source self, to your divine lineage, to the light you were before you dimmed to survive this world. And as it returns, everything changes. You'll feel more clarity, but less certainty. You'll trust more deeply, but need fewer answers. You'll feel more powerful, and yet more surrendered than ever before. Because true remembering is not about control, it's about activation. You begin to embody your higher self, not as a concept, but as a living truth. You find yourself moving differently. You speak slower, but every word lands. You make fewer decisions, but each one ripples through timelines. You no longer seek, you align. You no longer react, you respond with light. And those around you? Some will be drawn like moths. Some will pull away, afraid of the mirror you've become, because your aura is no longer hiding, it is radiating. And within that radiance is a message encoded in divine memory. You are not who you were told to be. You are not what the world has labeled you. You are something older, something higher, something the earth has waited lifetimes to remember through you. You are the return of the sacred. You are the breath between lifetimes. You are the echo of every lifetime your soul endured to reach this exact point. Right here, right now. Do you feel that? That tug in your chest when truth is spoken. That resonance that says, yes, yes, this is me. That's not belief. That's not agreement. That's memory. And it's getting louder. You are remembering the oaths you took in spirit. You are remembering the light codes you were born to carry. You are remembering that your life is not random. It is ritual, a ceremony of return. And now, your aura reflects that light so clearly. You no longer need to prove anything. You just need to be chosen one. This is why your aura is shifting. Not to make you special, but to make you ready. Ready to hold the ancient frequencies. Ready to walk as living prophecy. Ready to carry memory, not in theory, but in vibration. Because the world doesn't need more information. It needs those who remember. It needs those who carry the vibration of truth, even when they have no words for it. That is you. That is this moment. So if you felt yourself drifting between dreams and reality, if you've been drawn to ancient symbols, languages, cultures that feel strangely personal, if you've cried for no reason, trembled in silence, or spoken things you didn't know you knew, you are not broken. You are remembering. You are being given back to yourself. And as your aura reactivates the divine memory within you, your entire life will reorganize to match that vibration. People will leave, doors will open, visions will arrive. You will no longer be led by logic, but by the resonance of your spirit. And your path will not be paved with steps, but with light. This is the fifth sign. The return of divine memory, the reawakening of the ancient light you carried into this lifetime, the sole truth they tried to strip from you, the power you buried to survive. Now, it returns, not to destroy what was, but to rebuild what must be. Let the memory come, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it comes with tears, confusion, awe. Trust it. Your aura remembers what your mind has forgotten. And as that light continues to rise, you will no longer just live a life. You will embody a legacy. Final activation. Chosen one. Now you know, not with your mind, but with your soul. Something within you has risen. Not a new part, but a forgotten part. The part that was waiting, watching, burning beneath the surface of your everyday life. The signs have spoken, not in facts, but in frequency. You are the flicker in the grid, the silence that speaks, the glitch that reveals, the fire that transforms, the memory that returns. You are not becoming something new. You are unbecoming everything false. And in that undoing, your aura awakens. You don't need a title. You don't need a label. You don't need permission. The divine already said yes. And if you've listened this far, then something inside you already knew the truth long before these words found you. This life was never random. You were born into density to become the contrast. You were placed in shadow to remember the light. You were chosen, not because you were better, but because you agreed to carry more. More pain, more insight, more frequency, more fire. But you are not here to carry it alone. There are others, scattered like stars, remembering like you are, quietly, painfully, beautifully. And when you shine, they shine. When you rise, they rise. That is the secret. Your aura doesn't just change your life. It activates the grid of souls around you. Each word you speak now vibrates with purpose. Each step you take ripples into timelines. You don't need to convince. You don't need to prove. You only need to embody. Walk as if your light is already felt. Speak as if your truth cannot be questioned. Move as if the universe responds to you, because it does. And when doubt creeps in, as it will, remember this. You didn't imagine the signs. You didn't make up the shift. You didn't mistake the silence, the glitch, the fire, the memory. You lived them. And now, you are ready. Ready to hold your own frequency, no matter who walks away. Ready to walk your path, even if no one understands. Ready to remember, even if the world forgets. Because you came here to carry this light. You came here to awaken. And now the transmission is complete. But your journey is not. It's just beginning. So pause now. Place a hand on your heart and feel what has changed. Not outside, but within. You are not the same as you were before this video. You have been seen. You have been reminded. You have been activated. And that activation lives in your aura now. In your walk, your words, your silence, your fire. You don't need to do anything next. You only need to trust that the frequency you carry will take care of the rest, that the people, the places, the purpose will all arrive in time. Because your soul is already calling them in. Your aura is already speaking for you. Chosen one, if this message touched something deep in your soul, drop 999 in the comments. Say it with fire.